So it is Sunday, the 17th of October 2021, and I'm just wrapping up my protest. Had a little chat with police officers from PDQ 9 who were under the impression that I was still under conditions not to be here because they had not received any update apparently from the Crown prosecutors or whatever, the court. I told them that I had been acquitted and that all conditions were dropped. That's what normally happens when a person's acquitted. This was an acquittal on appeal, so I actually had been found guilty of breach of conditions by Judge Dennis Galiatsitis, Quebec Court Judge Dennis Galiatsitis, a couple of years ago now, and had been sentenced to 3 years of probation, and part of the conditions were not to be at the Unitarian Church of Montreal or near the Unitarian Church of Montreal. There's actually quite a large perimeter placed around the Unitarian Church of Montreal. So, when I was acquitted, I, called PDQ 9 and I told them, that I'd been acquitted and that they should, take note of that. There's to basically avoid what happened today was, police coming and thinking I was still under conditions. So I, basically did my due diligence in trying to inform PDQ 9 of what the actual situation was, but they obviously didn't. I even told the officer, they have like a kind of a receptionist officer, and I asked them to take note of that, to inform the other police officers that that was the situation. Obviously they didn't, or it didn't get done efficiently or properly. They might have informed the wrong people, but in any case, I suspect they didn't do anything at all, knowing what I know about how some cops operate. So, these two guys were very good. They're polite, they're professional, they did their job in a very reasonable manner as far as I'm concerned. I don't think in terms of there being, some kind of disagreement that it could have gone any better, and it certainly could have gone quite a bit worse. So I think they were very good in how they handled themselves. So no complaints about their conduct at all. As I said, I think they were very reasonable, and we'll see. Basically I will have to contact the PDQ 9 and let them know what the current situation is, and I will talk to my very good lawyer on Monday, let her know what happened. So anyway, essentially what it comes down to, what the police told me, is that they're going to write up a report as if I had breached my conditions, because at the moment, they have documents, on hand suggesting that I'm, still under conditions, when they should basically have been nullified, at least according to what my understanding of the situation is. So we'll see, and this actually isn't my first Sunday. I've actually protested 2 other times since being acquitted, so 2 Sundays in September. This is my first Sunday in October. Hopefully not the last. Hopefully have everything all sorted out by next Sunday, so that I can protest next Sunday if I want to. But if I have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get things sorted out, well, that's fine too. But I do obviously want to be able to continue my protest without undue interference from the SPVM. But I did suspect that the church had called PDQ 9 or 911, to bring in a complaint, and you know, they should know perfectly well that I was acquitted. I mean, it was reported in the Gazette. I don't know why they think that I could be acquitted of a crime on appeal and still have court conditions related to that crime in place. I mean, that's ridiculous. But in any case, you know, as I noted, and I did notice that my camera wasn't running at the end, so I have a feeling the recording quit too soon. I don't know why. I really don't know why the camera wasn't still running, because it wasn't that long that I had it on. I put in a fresh battery, so obviously the fresh battery was not nearly as fresh as I thought it was. I might have accidentally put in a depleted battery, I suppose, and didn't notice. In any case, I don't know how much of my conversation with the two gentlemen from SPVM PDQ9 was. I'd ideally like to have most of it. I'm quite sure I don't have all of it. I'd like to have a good chunk of it. Anyway, it went very well, and we'll sort things out over the next week or so. And as I said, I'm confident that you know, it will be shown that I was acquitted and that the court conditions no longer apply, and that will be that, and I'll be able to continue protesting. So, if not, I mean, if for some bizarre reason I actually am found to have been in breach of conditions that shouldn't be in place, then we will have a bit of a problem. But I was informed by my lawyer that there were no conditions against me, and I was acquitted. You know, this is, as I said, reported in the Gazette. So, I mean, if you're acquitted, you're acquitted. Yeah, should be zero criminal record, zero court conditions once you're acquitted. So as I said, I'm very confident that everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, well then, quite frankly, I'm not going to be very impressed with our legal system. Not that I'm all that favorably impressed as it is, because there's lots and lots of problems with our criminal justice system. It's very serious problems, especially if you're essentially doing something that by all rights should be legal and you're accused of a crime. I mean, there's nothing I'm doing, as far as I'm concerned, that isn't well within my charter guaranteed rights to freedom of expression, right to participate in the democratic process, and so on. Nothing at all. I don't think I'm doing anything of a criminal nature. So we shall see, but just unfortunate that that this even had to happen. Although in a way I don't mind. In a way it's almost good that because the police were very reasonable. So at least we have some, you know, some hopefully footage of SPM police officers behaving in a very polite, professional manner. I have no complaints about their conduct during this intervention. I think they handled it very well. And on that note, I think we'll end this clip, assuming it hasn't already cut off prematurely because of another weak battery or something. Okay, we're okay. So I don't know what happened with the battery, but that's that for now.